Hi and welcome for another interview for the course 31761, Renewables in Electricity Market. We have the pleasure right now to have Pierre-Julien with us. Pierre-Julien and I are going to be discussing digitization and storage technology. Thanks a lot for being here. So Pierre-Julien, can you please tell us who you are?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to join this series of video. And so I'm Pierre-Julien. I'm a lead developer at Lithium, which is a company developing autonomous battery energy storage system here in Denmark. And my background is actually in applied mathematics and statistics. And I did part of my education in France and part of the rest in Denmark. And I've been working in the energy sector for the past 10 years at university here at ETU, but also a small startup in Denmark, big power utility in Sweden, and back here now in a company developing this autonomous storage system.
So you would say you have a broad background between data science and applied mathematics and the energy application?
Yes, so it's very much like about three things. It's about, let's say, applied mathematics and machine learning. It's about IT, and it's about applying it in a framework that is the energy system for me.
And so you said you were working with software. So that means that you develop models, but you also program everything.
Yes. So nowadays it's about implementing the full chain. So we start with the conceptual level, like the modeling, both the forecasting, but also the optimization. I'm not doing the optimization myself. There's somebody else in my company doing it, but I'm involved on the forecasting level. And then the follow-up task is about basically deploying the whole system either on our server or in the cloud. And nowadays we go towards the cloud.
Yeah, but where I wanted to go with that is about the skills we need out there these days. So you say, well, you know about the math, you know about the energy tech, and then you also do the programming. Yeah. So it's multidisciplinary. Yeah, it's multidisciplinary, and I believe that it will remain like that for quite a long time because, if you want to survive in this world, you have to learn new things every week. Yeah. And I mean, it's going fast. So adaptability,
yes, adaptability, and
engineers.
I don't believe that what you learn today will be what you need tomorrow. It's going very fast today.
Very nice to hear that. But then, could you tell us what's going on today with this energy transition? Could be about the role of renewables, storage, or data, as you mentioned.
Yes. I think if we start from the beginning, I think it all starts with the customer, what they want and how they want to consume, and I think it's changing radically. If we look at the history of Denmark, when wind started here in Denmark, it was not the government, it was not like the industry that took up that started this move. It was the local population that didn't want a certain type of energy. They wanted wind. They say we want to have this type of energy, and they started it. And today we see in the industry, we see very much that kind of thinking, that philosophy that consumer wants to become prosumer. They want to be in control of what they do in their choice. Of their choice, and that's what's driving the change in the industry nowadays. We feel the push from the consumer.
So they more decentralized system and more consumer centric.
Yes, they want to be able to produce their own energy. They want to be able to store their own energy. They want to consume as little as possible. They want to be as efficient as possible.
So do you think that storage is the enabler for that? So it's part of the storage?
It's one of them. Among other things, I think that it has a big role to play, but it's not the only one. There are other domains that will somehow make it possible together with the storage. So having this, the storage is, let's say, it's our hardware. But then we also need to be able to operate it, and
how we're going to use it is
and also how we're going to couple it with other energy systems. Like we talk, like if it's about storage, it's about electricity. But then we could also think of coupling it with other energy systems.
Yes. Okay. So from what you said, do you feel we're at a cornerstone of that transition? Is this like right now a tipping point and an exciting time to start a career in this field?
I would say that we are at the bottom of the curve, that we are about to peak. So it's really like spinning up. So I don't see it like really as a cornerstone that we need to turn. I think things are just accelerating, and we need to keep control of what's going on. So that's more my view of the system nowadays. Is that if we are not in control of what we do, then it may go bad.
Okay, but so what we discussed a bit earlier in terms of skills, we talked about being multidisciplinary, knowing about energy tech, etc. What would you give as an advice to our young engineers in terms of the next thing they should learn?
The next thing they should learn? That's a good question. That's also the question that I try to ask myself like every week when I
So we just don't know. We just have to be ready for it.
When I set my learning objective. No, I think that one of the common denominator now in our work is that we all work with data and we all work with IT in a sense. I mean, in a way or in another, we all deal with this aspect of the work. So you may not be you may not just work with the data at hand, but you have to understand how to use data, how to value the data, and how to create a good business based on the data you have.
So just to finish, you talk here about data. So do you believe that digitization is going to have an increasing role in the future of energy and electricity markets?
Yeah. I recently attended a conference, and there was something that shocked me a bit. There was this guy giving a talk, and he said basically there will be two types of company in the future. There will be digital company and company that are out of business. So I'm not the one saying it, but I've been working in different company, and I can witness the change.
Okay.
It's going digital.
Okay, so data is the key in the energy sector.
It's a new asset, let's say.
Okay.
It's what's flowing in the system nowadays.
Yeah. But thank you very much for sharing this great insight, Pierre-Julien. I guess that's the end. Thank you very much.
Thanks.